Data models. In last classes we discussed about network model and hierarchical model. So another important model is the relational model. So what is a relational model? Here a relational model, the data and relationships are represented by a collection of interrelated tables. Data is stored in the form of rows and columns. So here each column represents an attribute of an entity and a row represents a record. The table name and column names are helpful to interpret the meaning of values in each row. That means if you want to interpret some values, so we are going to interpret or updating based on the column names or name of the table. Here we are representing data with set of relations. So in a relational model, the data is stored as table format. So example here, we consider student table with 3 columns and 3 records. So just you can observe here the columns student ID, student name, student age describes the properties of student. So these column names we can call as attributes of the student entity. So here we are saving or storing the data in terms of rows and columns. So here each row of data we can call as a record. This is the first record, and 123 is second record, and 169 is third record. So we have 3 columns and 3 records. Here we are arranging the data in terms of rows and columns. So every data in relational model represented in the form of table. Now, so here we want to discuss some relational model concepts and attributes: tables, tuple, schema, degree, cardinality, column, a relation instance, a relation key, attribute, domain. So attribute, we know the properties of entity or the characteristics of an entity. We can call it as a attribute. Example, from student entity, we can call it as a student roll number or student name or student phone number. All these are examples of the attributes. In relational model, relations are saved in the table format, and this we discussed with the small examples in the last slide. So again, a table has two properties: rows and columns. Rows represents records and columns represents attributes. So here tuple, this is very important. From this picture you can see tuple, complete row of data is called with values, so it is called as a tuple. So here we have 3 tuples of data: 1 Google active, 2 Amazon active, this is second tuple, and 3 Apple and inactive, this is third tuple. Okay, so each row of data we can call as a tuple. A single row of data is called as a tuple, which contains only single record, so that is called as a tuple. And next, relation schema. Relation schema represents only the name of the relation with attributes. So here just customer ID and customer name and status, these 3 IDs we can call it as a relation schema. Degree. So the total number of attributes which in the relation is called the degree of the relation. How many attributes in the table? From this picture you can see the number of attributes: customer ID, customer name and status. So here the total number of columns or the total number of attributes is called a degree. Here we have 3 columns, so it is called degree is 3. Cardinality. So the total number of rows present in the table. How many rows in the table, or how many tuples or tuples in the table, it is called cardinality. Column. Column represents a set of tables. A complete column, you can see not column name, so complete column. The set of values represents for customer ID. So 1, 2, 3. These set of values we can say as a column. We can call it as a column. And next, a relation instance. The total number of tuples, we are taking only finite set of tuples in RDBMS system. So this finite set of tuples we can call it as a relation instance. And relation key. Every row has 1, 2 or multiple attributes, which is called a relation key. Suppose example from this picture, customer ID. So here we are going to take the first tuple of data, that is one Google active, the row of data. So here I am taking 1 as the relation key, or customer name Google. Google is the relation key. And attribute domain. Every attribute has some predefined values and scope. It is also known as attribute domain. So definitely if there is attribute and we have to assign some values, that values we can call as a attribute domain. Example 1, 2, 3. All these are attribute domain values. So all the relation concepts we defined based on this relation table. So try to understand all the definitions from the table. And what are the operations in relational model we can perform? We can perform in the relational model operations: insert operation, update operation, delete operation, and select operation. So here insert operation is nothing but insert data into the relation, update data into the relation by using update operation. Delete operation is used to delete tuples from the table, and modify allows you to change the values of some attribute in existing table, existing tuples or existing values. So this modify is nothing but update, and select allows you to choose specific range of data. You can select some specific data from the given relation, or we can say table. Whenever one of these operations are applied, integrity constraints specified. Here we have integrity constraints, that is a primary key and foreign key. In coming classes we will discuss about detail about these integrity constraints. And from these tables you can just see how the operations are performed in a relational model. Okay, so this is the first table with data. We have 3 rows of data. So 1 Google, 2 Amazon, and 3 Apple. So here status active, active, and inactive. So similarly we are performing the insert operation, gives the values of the attribute for a new tuple, that is Alibaba. Alibaba is nothing but a Chinese website. So we are adding as a customer name and customer ID, and status is active. Okay, so this is called insertion operation. So when the insertion is completed, here 3, now here 4th row is added. Okay, so here insertion operation is performed, that is we added an extra row of data in the existing table. So that is called insertion operation. And update operation, we want to update the existing values in a given table. So that is called update operation, and we are modifying the values in the table. Okay, we are modifying the values in the table. So or we want to modify the row of data or particular attribute of data. So it is based on the conditions. So we can modify and we can update the data. So here you can see the first table, the Apple status is 3. Okay, tuple 3, ID is 3, and the customer name is Apple. The status is inactive. So here we want to change that inactive mode into active mode. So here we are giving customer name equal to Apple. We are giving condition. So then it is updated inactive to active mode. Okay, so like this we can update the operation. Here you see the status of Apple is changed to active. So this is called modification table and modification status domain also. And delete operation, permanently you want to delete a particular row of data, we can use delete operation. So here in the initially the table we have 4 values. After performing the delete operation, the third row is deleted. Here we are specifying customer name equal to Apple. That attribute name is customer name. Name must be Apple. So here this entire row is deleted. Okay. So here you see 1, 2, 4. So 3, the tuple 3 is deleted permanently. Okay. So here we have 4 rows. After deleting the row, here we have only 3 rows. So here the delete operation could violate referential integrity if the tuple which is deleted is referenced by foreign keys from other tuples in the database. While deleting, it will not think about the integrity constraints. And here select operation, if you are going to select, means retrieving the data from the given data table based on the condition customer name equal to I am giving Amazon. So now I want to get the Amazon row of data. So after applying the select statement, so here I got the result to Amazon and active. This is the select operation. Now advantages of using relational model. So last class we discussed about previous classes advantages and disadvantages of network model and hierarchical model. Compared to that model, see what are the advantages here: simplicity, structural independence, easy to use, query capability, data independence, scalable. So initially we discussed DBMS having query processing. So that query processing we can apply in the relational model. It makes possible for high-level query language like SQL to avoid complex database navigation and simplicity. The relational data model is simpler than hierarchical and network model because there we are using pointers. So pointers, and it is like tree structure. Hierarchical model, there is a we have to understand the entire relationship, parent child relationship, and somewhat complex procedure compared to this relational model. And easy to use, relational model is easy as tables consisting of rows and columns, quite natural and very simple to understand, and scalable. So regarding number of records or rows when you are going to add, so it must provide the memory space, and we can use it as for reusability also. So it is also a good feature of relational model. So whenever you are adding the rows, database size must be enlarged. Okay, that means increases automatically. At the same time, if you are deleting the rows of database size is decreased. Okay, so this will happen. So that's why we can call it is the advantages of a relational model. So here structural independence and data independence. Structural independence means relational model is only concerned with the data, not with the structure. This is very important. This can improve the performance of the model. Data independence, the structure of database can be changed without having to change any application. Here users only need to store and access the data. They don't want to see the structure of the saving data, how the data is stored, how the logical level and conceptual level is maintaining, and external level. Okay, these that users will not bother about that. Okay, so simply they can access and they can store the data. So this is data independence. And disadvantages of using relational model. So normally if there are many tables increased and we are relating table to table, then somewhat we can say it become complex. The amount of data grows and the relations between pieces of data become more complicated. This is also an advantage. Sorry, disadvantage. Complex relational database systems may lead to isolated databases where the information cannot be shared from one system to another system. This is also disadvantage of relational model. Few relational databases have limits on field length, which cannot be exceeded. So here, that field length may be limited for some databases. Suppose sometimes the situation comes if it is more size, then it creates a problem. So that also disadvantages of the relational model. Thank you.